How's it going, everyone? Wayne the Unknown here, and welcome to another episode of Cosplay Contact, where we basically discuss everything pertaining to the cosplay community and conventions. Tonight, we are doing another episode on Get to Know That Cosplayer, and tonight's featured guest is, yep, it's Peaches, also known as Aaron. How are we doing tonight, Aaron?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you for coming on for this series. Much appreciated. And again, thank you for wanting to share your cosplay and convention experience.
Absolutely.
So, to begin, what got you into cosplaying?
So let's see. I got into cosplay, I would want to say probably about 5 or 6 years ago. I always really enjoy dressing up. Like Halloween's always been my favorite holiday, so I've always loved making my own costumes and kind of getting dressed up for that. And we used to go to conventions in high school, and I would kind of make up my own anime character and dress up. Me and my friends would dress up to go to the conventions like that. And I didn't even know cosplay really was a thing, even though I would see other cosplayers there. I didn't even know that was really a thing until I was in my mid 20s, and I was working on a Halloween costume, which was Link from Legend of Zelda. And I realized that there was a convention going on that weekend, and decided, you know what, I'm just gonna wear this. It's not fully finished, but I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna wear it. And I thought I looked totally terrible, but I got a lot of compliments when I went, and it just like felt so cool dressing up as a character and people recognizing me and everything. And that's also when I learned that people at conventions love to say, "Oh, hey, Zelda," when you're dressed as Link.
I think people do that. I think people do that deliberately because of the whole meme and all that stuff you see on social media nowadays.
Yeah, definitely. It's it's quite funny to me because I just look at them and smile and think that's not an original joke at all.
Oh,
But
no
no,
whatsoever.
yeah, not so ever. I don't. But I'm like, whatever. But uh, there was actually another Link cosplayer I saw one time that had a sign on the back of his on his back that said, "Dude, I'm not Zelda."
Oh, nice. So, what was your very first con that you went to all those years ago?
It was SAC anime. It was, oh god, probably 2005, I want to say, or maybe 2006. So I was like 15 or 16 in high school. I had,
Jeez.
yeah, I had no idea what conventions were. My friend just told me we are going to a convention, and I was like, okay, I don't know what this is. And so we just went, and as soon as I walked into the dealer's hall, I was just in like freaking weeb heaven. I was just like, oh my god, what is all of this? And that was back when SAC Anime used to be at the Red Lion Hotel. Like that's how small it was.
I remember hearing stories about that, and you definitely would be like under that category of veteran con goers then and cosplayers.
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
I mean that back that far, I've only ever talked to a few other people on here who have been going to conventions since like the 80s and 90s and the early 2000s. So yeah, that's definitely. I feel like if it's over 15 plus years or so, then yeah, definitely considered in that
Yeah,
category.
yeah, absolutely. And it was honestly pretty cool because I went to it two times when I was in high school, and it was both times at a very small venue. And it was kind of cool at being really small because it was a lot more intimate, and you kind of like got to know people and talk to them a little bit more. And I remember back then, at least, SAC Anime actually used to have live bands come and play, and there would be a lot of like J rock and J pop music there, which was really cool.
Now, SAC anime. I mean, no disrespect to SAC anime. It's got more modern. It's almost up there with San Diego Comic Con and all that stuff. It's become a lot bigger now. I remember going back in 2019 and it being held at the convention center.
Yeah, yeah. Now it's much bigger, and it kind of, I feel like sometimes it loses a little bit of that small charm, when it gets bigger.
Oh yeah, no, that I think that's almost. I mean, again, no disrespect to any con, but I feel like when cons start out small and they gain more popularity. They become kind of your mainstream cons like San Diego Comic Con, New York City Comic Con, Wizard World, and all those other big major cons around the world, especially in the states.
Yeah, absolutely.
You said you cosplay this Link. Is that the one that is your profile picture, the one that with the skateboard and everything?
Yeah, so that's my my skater Link. That's not the first Link cosplay I did. The first one I did was Twilight Princess, and that one I plan on one day completely remaking because it's literally an oversized sweater that I just cut up and hot glued and sewed together with yarn because I didn't have a sewing machine and I didn't know how to sew.
So you make your own cosplays then?
Yeah, I would say I don't make all of my own cosplays, but I do make a decent amount of it. Most of it I would say is usually upcycled. So I love going to a thrift store and finding like a base piece of clothing that will I can easily be able to. Sometimes it's way cheaper than buying the fabric because fabric can be extremely expensive when you try to make something by scratch.
Oh no, most definitely. And that actually brings me to my next question. What are your thoughts on thrifting, especially for a first-time cosplayer or a cosplayer who's on a budget?
Just do it. Like my Prompto cosplay that I did is completely upcycled. The jacket, the denim jacket, was a denim dress that I found at a thrift store. And I got a couple of plaid shirts to make his little plaid skirt thing that he has on the jacket. And the pants were just an old pair of gray pants that I had that got stained, and I just hand painted them and just went to town.
Nice. Yeah, I remember seeing that back at SacCon in 2017, and that was like a really good prompto from the outfit and the gun and the contacts and the especially the wig, by the way.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that one is definitely my favorite cosplay I've ever done, and one of my favorites to wear because I just love Prompto and identify so much with them.
He's definitely your comfort cosplay then.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's an awesome outfit. It's really comfortable to wear, and it's also something I'm so proud of because it I put so much time and effort into making everything. I even like handmade all of his patches on his jacket, which he has like 19, and it's a lot.
It's quite a bit. So I imagine with Prompto, you had to do like a lot of research when playing the game and looking at pictures and everything just to make sure you got it as accurate as possible. Because I know he has a very unique punk type uh, style to his outfit.
Yeah, I had to do a lot of screenshots of the game because I tried Googling a lot of images, like particularly images of his gun up close, his pants, his jacket, and everything. And it was really hard to actually find certain details I was looking for online. So I just found myself playing the game and like positioning myself the camera right in front of Prompto in certain areas so I can try to get a good screenshot of.
You gotta love photo mode in that game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I made it work.
How long did he take you to make?
Oh God, that's a good question. I'm not entirely sure. I think I was working on him for like a couple months off and on, like not like I didn't work. Typically don't work on a cosplay like straight for like a week on end. I kind of bounce around all over the place working on different things, but I definitely feel like I was working on him for probably about 3 months or so. Like I know his shirt with all the weird zigzaggy patterns I hand painted, and that took. I think each I painted the front and the back, and I think both sides took me about 8 hours each time.
Nice. Now I know Prompto was also introduced in an anime in his school uniform. Have you ever done that version or ever thought about doing that version?
No, and I still haven't even watched that anime yet, which I feel like I need to because it's a good backstory to the game. It's like a prequel basically to the game.
Oh yeah, no. Now I also know he has leopard pants. How did you go about doing those?
I just drew leopard print on construction paper and cut out the leopard print basically, because I didn't have any like stencil for it, and I just laid it across the pants, and I just took gold paint and just splotched it on over the pants that I already painted like dark brown and weathered black and everything.
Nice. So, what was it like? I know, I believe I asked this. Was it did it feel like a culture shock to you going to your very first con?
Yeah, definitely. It was just I felt at home when I first went to my first convention. I just thought it was so much fun and so cool. And like I said, I had no idea what they even were. I wasn't dressed up or anything. My friend just dragged me to one for it was actually for my birthday.
That's a
And
pretty nice birthday.
I know, yeah, man. It was really fun. She just because we both were just really into anime and video games and stuff. So she was like, "Oh, let's go to this anime convention." She's been to them before, and I was like, "Okay, cool. I don't know what this is. It sounds fun." And yeah, so I had a we had a really great time. And then next time I told her, I was like, "Okay, we need to go and we need to dress up." So we like planned out outfits to look like anime characters basically, and we actually got stopped several times by people to ask for our picture and then asked what anime we were from because they actually thought we were from an anime.
Oh, I thought you went as anime OCs, huh?
Yeah, I definitely did. I had like I had spiked my hair all up in like big anime style and wore goggles. It was very much like Tai from Digimon was kind of like the inspiration of my hair, and it was my actual hair that I styled up like that. It took like a good hour and a half or so, but it looked pretty awesome. And I only have one existing picture of of that 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 day when we went to the anime convention because back then we didn't have camera phones or
Oh, yeah.
nothing.
No. Mind giving that friend of yours a shout out?
Oh yeah, Miss Stephanie Engel. Thank you for dragging me to my first anime convention.
Nice. Now, has there been that one cosplay that you haven't done in so long that you would want to bring back when you go back to another con?
Yeah, there's definitely, I would say, there's two cosplays that I definitely want to wear again and remake. The first one being my first cosplay, the Link from Twilight Princess. I want to remake the whole thing pretty much from scratch and actually like do it a little bit more justice than what I did originally. And the other one was Grell from Black Butler.
Nice.
That was I only wore him once. I was at the convention for about 3 hours. We did a photo shoot and went to a gathering. I was wearing 4-inch heels because I was fully in character.
Oh, jeez.
And immediately after the photo shoot, I got on the escalator and my heel snapped.
As heels usually do.
Yep. So I walked around for 8 more hours at the convention with a broken heel and just walked on one tippy toe and just dealt with
That's,
it.
and you said those were 8-inch heels?
No. Four.
Four. That takes dedication, especially cosplaying as everyone's favorite sassy redheaded reaper.
Yeah, it was. He was really fun to play. And, anytime there was an attractive guy, I would swoon and get all into character, and people would just crack up. Sometimes I would fall on the ground in front of them or pretend to faint on my friend.
So I gotta ask, since you cosplayed as girl, did you run into any Sebastians at that con?
I, yes, there was some at the gathering that there was a few at the gathering, and all of them wanted me to like say Sebastian and in Grell's way of saying Sebastian,
Oh, pass.
and I had the teeth in my mouth that his
Sharp
sharp
teeth.
pointy teeth,
Yep.
so that naturally just enhanced the lisp I already have, and so it was very easy to do his voice.
So his props. Did you have his chainsaw or his scissors that William gives him later on?
No, I didn't. I didn't have either of them. I really wanted to make his chainsaw, but I just did not have time. But my friend, she was going as a steampunk Madame Red, and we both had these really nice red parasols that were made of like tulle
Ooh,
and
fancy.
and red fans. So we decided that we would just walk around with that. It was also raining. It was in the wintertime, so it was
So
also
hey,
raining.
that's perfect.
Yeah, it actually helped.
A fully functional prop.
It was because we had to walk from the parking garage to the convention, and it was pouring rain, and it was windy everywhere. We were huddling behind the freaking little parasols that didn't do a whole lot, but they did a little bit.
Hey, as long as they help. Now, also kind of same question. Has there been that one cosplay that you it was kind of a one and done cosplay? You did it once and you just never hadn't cosplayed him since.
Yeah, I did like a very quick kind of closet cosplay of Gray Fullbuster one time for just a very small like SAC Comic Con.
From a fairy tale.
Yep, yep.
Nice.
Yeah, it was just something really quick because I literally had his pants and a white button-up shirt that I just opened up, and then I painted on his tattoo, and I got his necklace and made a quick wig, and there was Gray right there.
Hey, it works. I mean, was there any Juvia cosplayers?
Um, God, I don't know. I don't think there was any Juvia cosplayers when I went there, and I was really bummed out. I was just like, damn it. But I have cosplayed as Happy from Fairy Tale as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I love Happy. He's my favorite. Him and Juvia are both my favorite characters from that anime, and so I've cosplayed as him before, and I ran into a bunch of different Greys and Juvias and Natsus and genderbend Natsus and everything, and so it was
Nice.
really cool because I didn't know there was even a gathering for Fairy Tale the day that I dressed up as.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool though. So with Happy, I know he has the wings. What did you use for his wings?
Uh, craft foam.
Like, oh,
It
like
was
isn't that still like very bendable, and that's what most people use for starter wings?
Yeah, yeah. It was, I think Happy was my second or third. No, I think he was actually my third cosplay ever. And so I just made his wings out of cheap craft foam and uh, wire, basically, and just made it work. It looked cute, and it was easy to walk around with. I would hit people with them on accident all the time, though.
Nice, love it. So now, for first-time con goers or people who are thinking about going to cons, what's some advice you would like to give? Especially for the younger, like when you first went to your con at 15, it's some advice for like the younger generation who are wanting to get into this.
Well, here's something I really wish that my friend would have told me when we first went. It was bring some dang money because I had no money at all when I went to that convention, and I was very upset because I wanted to buy everything. I think I had maybe $13 in my pocket, and that was it.
I don't mean to use this word in foul language, but you were in a sense a broke bitch.
Very much, very much.
I mean, at least you learned. But yeah, no, I agree on the whole money thing because there are those con goers, and you literally see a meme of it, of the different type of convention goers. One will be that the person who wants to just buy merch just left and right.
Yeah, and that was definitely me my first time. I wanted to buy everything, but also know that if you're not able to buy everything, it will most likely be there at the next convention because those booths tend to kind of bounce around at different conventions. So a lot of times you'll see the same dealers and even the same artists at different conventions all throughout the same city or state.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, and it's nice to see that a lot of vendors and cosplayers who have booths they actually have cards that you can look them up on social media, which is nice. So you can find out if they're going to another convention that you may be going to.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool to have that because one of the dealers that I got a card from when I went to the first convention. have actually watched their company grow and change over the years. It started off as like strictly a visual K fashion merchandise, and now it's kind of just turned into a little bit more like cutesy t-shirts and masks and cat ears and
Ooh,
hats and stuff.
nice. Very nice. Do you remember what the name of that company was?
I knew you were going to ask that, and I was trying to think, and I was like, God, I'm totally blanking on it. It used to be called Visual K, and now I don't remember what they changed their name to. But it was just interesting watching them. But the one thing that they have kept consistently was their cute little masks and their cute little clip-in cat ears that you could put on your hair.
I think that's anyone, whether you're boy or girl, young or old. I think anyone will love the cat ears. I think that's like the number one thing I see at cons, along with the clip-on tails.
Oh yeah, for sure. I still have my little cat ears I got from them from high school.
Nice. Now you mentioned that when you went as Grell, you wore heels. Was Grell the first? Was Grell the only character you ever wore heels for, or did you wear heels for any other character?
No, he's the first one I've ever worn heels for and eyelashes. And let me tell you, putting on eyelashes is very difficult to do onto yourself.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, there was glue everywhere. It took me like 30 minutes.
And so have you ever done like cosplays that involved like face paint or body paint and stuff like that?
Yeah, I actually cosplay as Jack Skellington as well, and I dress up as him every year for Halloween as well.
Ooh, nice. Any advice when it comes to body paint and stuff like that? Like any kind of cheaper brands you would recommend?
So I started off with Wolf is what the brand is called. I actually found it at a like Halloween store during Halloween, and it's a water activated paint, and it was really easy to work with and pretty cheap. It was like 10, 13 bucks or something like that, and it came with all the colors under the rainbow as like a little in little pots. So that's a really good one to kind of start off with. But my main one I typically use is Mayron, which is
Yes, very very good brand.
yeah, Mayron's awesome. I really love that brand. And there's another body paint artist out there called Made You Look. Her name's his
I
last.
I have actually heard of her. She was mentioned in the um wig and makeup podcast panel I did a while back.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah. So she is a body paint artist, and she recently came out with her own body paint. I believe she came out with it last year, and I've so far bought all of the ones that she's coming out with to just help support her, and I've used them, and they are nice.
And they're like really easy to put on after even actually now we're going to speak to my next question. Do you prefer setting spray or setting powder when you're doing full body makeup?
So if it's body paint, definitely use setting powder. Don't use setting spray because that might actually, if it's water activated body paint, it's actually going to disrupt and activate the body paint and cause it to streak around a little bit.
Yeah, I that's really good to know. Let's
But
see.
if it's makeup, use setting spray.
Okay, so full body paint, setting powder. That's really good advice. That yeah, no, I can't. Um, that's good to know. Now, back to the cosplay. Have you ever had any cosplay mishaps, like something ripped, torn, or just like fell off when you were at a
Or,
con or getting ready for a con?
or like a heel breaking.
So I mean, aside from the heel incident with an escalator.
Let me think. I've definitely had a couple. Actually, there was a couple of malfunctions with Grell. His little chain on his, I don't know what his hip chain that's on his pants that like broke on me 3 times at the convention. I kept having to fix that. I've had when I cosplayed as Sora from Kingdom Hearts, my I didn't seal my keyblade after I painted it, and the paint just started like confetti, just started shipping and
Going
flying in the
everywhere.
air. Yeah, it was everywhere, and I also didn't seal my shoes after I painted them.
Oh yeah, those are he's got pretty big shoes.
Oh yeah, he's got some big shoes to fill, and yeah, so
Pun
I
intended.
yeah, I didn't seal mine when I did them, and they were fine when I was at the convention. But when I put them in the closet and came and checked on them months later, they decided to completely stick to each other and stick to other props
Oh
that I had in my
no.
cosplay and kind of ruin those props. So make sure to seal your all your paint jobs, kids.
That's again some advice. Now, with your back to your Grail heels, how long did it take you to break in those heels? Because I know when it comes to wearing any kind of shoe that's raised, it's really good to break them in before con. Because I've heard some stories where people have gotten blisters and sore feet and they haven't had a chance to break in their heels or any kind of shoe.
Yeah, I definitely made sure to break them in. I don't know exactly how long it took, but basically, I just wore them every day at my house, just as I was kind of cooking and just walking around, just to kind of get used to one, walking in heels because I don't wear heels normally, and
I mean,
two,
I got to give
just
props to drag queens to do that though every day.
yeah, my God, yeah. Every time I watch RuPaul's Drag Race, I'm just like, these guys are they're insane. But yeah, and then just also just kind of breaking them in. So I just was wearing them for like maybe like a couple weeks before the convention. I just was wearing them a little bit every day, like for 30 minutes or so, just as I was walking around the house working on whatever, just to kind of break them in.
Nice. Now, let's see here. Give me a minute. I've done so many of these. It's like I always ask the same questions. Um, any advice for first time cosplayers when they want to make like a prop or a big cosplay?
I would say, try not to compare yourself too much to some of the other big cosplayers out there when you are like kind of deciding on your first cosplay you want to get into, because it can be very overwhelming when you see these cosplayers that are, they have these immaculate props and armor pieces and like, awesome wigs and this and that. Just kind of try not to like compare that to what you're working on, because just know everyone started off somewhere. If you see pictures of me in my first cosplay, it was not great compared to what I have
Oh yeah.
going on now.
Oh no. Like yeah no. I mean I've seen these big name cosplayers like Yaya Han, Mole Cosplay, Jessica Nigri. Also like probably Kamuya Cosplay. She makes some really big armored pieces for her cosplays. I mean, she posted a video recently of how when she started out back in 2003, and every cosplayer starts, you know, somewhere small, and then they slowly work their way up to like where you see them like look almost identical to the character, like you with your Prompto. I mean, you got to start somewhere, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. You just start somewhere, start small. Try not to take on too big of a project if you feel like it's going to be overwhelming. Because just remember, cosplay is supposed to be fun. So if you're getting super stressed out over it and just not having fun, then maybe just not do that. Maybe do something a little bit more simple, just something that you can kind of throw together real quick just to get your toes in there. And that's really all it takes, is just getting that little dipping your little toe into the cosplay community, that you will instantly fall in love and then just start working more.
Nice. Now, this is a question I've beginning to ask it more lately for cosplayers since been a big issue lately. Have you ever been gatekeeped by other cosplayers or people in the community?
Gatekeep, do you mean that's like where they kind of say, oh, that's not what the character looks like, or that's not what they sound like, or something, right?
Yeah, pretty much, being told, oh, you should be cosplaying that character because you're not doing it right or so and so.
Right. So, fortunately, I've been fairly lucky where I haven't really, uh, haven't really experienced too much of that. I would say only one time was when I wore my actually wore my Grell cosplay. I forgot I had my lip ring still in, and someone was talking to their friend and been like, "Wow, look at that Grell there! Like that person did such a great job." And then the person was like, "Well, Grell doesn't have a lip piercing."
Eh, I mean, it happens, you know. I mean, you're so, you're getting this cosplay together. You worked on it for so long, con crunch and all, and you may have forgotten one thing. I mean,
Yeah,
it
I,
happens.
yeah, I almost left the house in my Harry Potter cosplay one time without this freaking scar on my forehead. I literally walking out the door and I caught my glimpse in the mirror and realized I didn't paint a scar on my forehead. So I had to stop and put that on real quick.
Now, do you have like two more questions here before we end this? Do you have like any future cosplays planned? Like, as a character you haven't had the chance of doing, but if given the chance, you would want to cosplay them?
Like a dream cosplay or just
It,
like
like exactly like a dream cosplay.
yeah, so my dream cosplay that I if I did this, I could just like retire from cosplay or die happy would definitely be Angemon from Digimon. That is my absolute dream cosplay to do.
I don't think I've ever heard of that one, mind you. I've never really gotten no, and no offense, anyone, don't hate me. I'd really never got into Digimon as a kid.
Ah, it's he's an angel with does he have now I can't actually remember. Does he have six or eight wings? I think he has six. I think Angemon has eight wings. But he's just this really cool angel looking dude. You just look him up and Angemon from Digimon and
I'm looking him up.
yeah,
He's
he's
got six wings.
okay, that's what I
Oh,
thought.
so he's from the original Digimon. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, the original Digimon. That's the only Digimon that counts.
Oh wow, that is freaking. I think the hardest thing for you potentially is would probably be the wings, because those are some pretty big wings.
Yeah,
That's like Sephiroth level wings right there.
absolutely. I would need one or maybe two cosplay handlers with me because one, I've got the massive wings and I don't want to knock anyone out. And two, his helmet covers his eyes, so I will be partially blind.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I was just looking at his. Oh yeah, his helmet too. Oh jeez, and that like 4 foot long hair.
Yep.
So I mean,
It's
you got the helmet, the wings. Like I've heard, stories of cosplayers with the big, massive wings trying to get up escalators and everything.
oh yeah, I will be absolutely miserable wearing it. But at the same time, I will be so happy. The kid inside me would just be like jumping with glee. But I probably would only wear it for a couple hours
Oh
before
yeah, no,
I'd be like,
we've all got that one dream cosplay we've been wanting to do since a kid.
yeah, yeah.
So to end this, any last minute advice you'd like to throw out there for those who are listening?
Man, just just have fun with it. Feel free to also reach out to other cosplayers if you have questions. If you see a cosplay that they really like, that I mean that you really like the way that they made an outfit or styled a wig or whatever, like just reach out to them and ask them some tips and everything, and you can tend to learn a whole lot. That's I continue to like ask a lot of my friends or just even strangers of like, well, how the hell did you do this? And then they'll tell me, and I'm like, I would have never thought of that, but it's so simple.
Oh yeah, no. Even your most well-known veteran cosplayers, they're always learning something new. I remember being told how in the early days of cosplay, getting a hold of like EVA foam or certain fabrics was just like impossible to get.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just kind of asking around and everything. Don't be afraid to ask cosplayers like tips and everything because a lot of times we love to share like, "Oh, so this is how I did it. This is the secret. Let me tell you the
Oh yeah,
secret."
and that's the point behind the series is just for cosplayers to give their advice. And would it be okay if I put your link from to your Instagram and to the description below, just in case anyone has any questions or anything they want to get a hold of you?
Yeah, absolutely. They put it on in there. They shoot me a message. I do wig commissions, so if you're looking for a badass anime spiky wig, I do that too. I'm currently working on one.
I'll keep that in mind if I ever need to get a hold of you for Orin from Final Fantasy X.
Boom.
Again, Aaron, thank you for coming on for Cosplay Con Talks. Get to know that cosplayer, and thank you for sharing your experience and educating people out there too. Much appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. This was a blast. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Again, I am Wayne the Unknown. Thank you for listening to this episode of Cosplay Con Talks. Get to know that cosplayer. Until next time, thank you for listening, and thank you for watching.